Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, cause it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Yo, what's up? Welcome to the After the Show podcast. Today just a continuation of our regular show. We just literally ran out of time there at the end. It was just crazy. I had Denny's like going, hey, we got to do this. And then we had the thought of the day like, hey, your time's up. So I had to end the show. We didn't get the thought of the day in there because other different restrictions. So
Don't worry about it.
no, people want it.
No,
they do. Somebody said, and don't let it be on me, man. I don't want this heat. It says, WTF, no thought of the day. We need to hear it on the podcast.
let me get prepared here.
Okay. You got to pull that back up. People want it. People demand it.
Give the people what they need.
They need it. That's right. They need it. Yeah, I wanted to go with the Robert Kraft story. I don't know how much you guys have delved into it.
We haven't talked about it that much.
We haven't. I delved into it before it broke.
Yeah, so the weird thing for me, like yesterday, I pretty much spent just the entire day just reading stuff to try to figure out, okay, where is the rest of the world with news? Because, I don't want to come barging in here and be going, hey, I got this great story. Like, Kev, yeah, we talked about it like 2 days ago. I'm like, oh, okay, never mind.
I know I said that a couple times on the air. I was doing that just to give you like a verbal clue that we did cover it.
Well, it's good because I was able to just kind of like, hash over it real quick and get to the new thought.
Well, I know we've done that too when Virginia's been out. You've done a Dirt of the Day story, and the next day she comes in and she's doing the same dirt story verbatim. I mean, you look at each other like, we already did that story. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no, it's kind of tough. Yeah, so now when I come back in, I always try to like catch up. Okay, what did you guys? But then you guys have to basically recap the entire show for the last 2 days of everything you talked about, so I don't talk about the same damn thing.
Well, it was awesome. So let's just start with that.
No, I know that. I mean, the emails. Gidget. So I just wanted to say that the KVJ show was awesome this week. It always is, but even more so this week. I love when they were wanting famous people to call in.
Yeah, we did that bit. Where for Shawn Mendes tickets, you tried to get who is the most famous person you could get in to call the KVJ show, and it started off with Vicky from the Weird and Whatever podcast,
big,
and then who ended up winning? Was it the woman?
It was the teacher from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, who's been on the news like 20 times. She went up to do the Today Show.
Yeah.
I mean, she's going to be hard to beat.
We had one guy call in from this other show, and we Googled them, and we both go, sorry, dude, you're just not bigger.
From one other show?
He did a reality show on a little-known network, and we were like, sorry.
Oh, that's just tough, isn't it?
He did 2 seasons, though. He was on a boating show.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotten to the point now, unfortunately, that there's been so many reality shows that it just doesn't. When the first couple of years, those big reality stars, I carried some weight. I mean, I just saw. Anybody see the Titan Games? That was The Rock's game show he had on NBC. Do you even know anything about it?
I knew about it, but I didn't watch it.
I knew about it barely.
Yeah, a guy from North Miami Beach was one of the 2 finalists on that. They were crowned Titans, James Jean-Louis. Interesting story, but he was one of the 64 contestants that finished at the end. But, yeah, I mean, if James Jean-Louis happened to call in a year or two and be like,
Well, that's why I was asking
like,
about the golfers. I know that there's, we have a lot of famous golfers in the golfing world that live here locally.
Right.
But would anybody know who the shit they are if they were eating in the food court?
Yeah, I'm a little bit more into the sports, and even for me, I mean, I think you have to really be into the golf. Like I could walk past Brooks Koepka probably and not have any idea.
But it shows you.
I mean, just last year I was calling him Bruce, so I mean, I'm just
Bruce.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get caught up on this cat. And he went to Cardinal Newman just down the street from me, but yeah, it takes a little bit of time.
I like calling him Bruce.
Yeah.
But it shows you every little area's got their own celebrities that people don't know about. For example, if Pat Deep Dish Bertoletti was eating in the food court, he's big on the the eating circuit.
Oh, you would poop your pants.
Yeah, I would, but nobody else would.
We had talked about that a long time ago. I think it was all the way back at WOW, but I remember that was a topic we did one time because I remember I was in the softball community. really into it. My daughter was in it for a good, almost 10 years, it feels like, at least. And it was so fascinating because there were softball celebrities. They're like, when they would walk through the park, people would be like, psh, 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 psh. And it was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe so-and-so here. But I would drop...
Fast pitch.
But I would...
90 miles an hour.
I would drop that name on you guys. You'd be like, what? It means absolutely nothing to anyone outside of that. And it really is interesting because every little circle has got its fame. And there was this guy, and I really saw it because he would prance around the park. And I saw him outside, and man, he just had a different walk and aura to him. Like
big dick energy.
Big dick energy in the softball field. But he got out, and it was actually, I saw him outside, and it was just kind of sad and pathetic because he didn't have his job, was just kind of like, yes.
I'm an accountant, and I'm like third tier.
But you could tell he had to love it. As soon as he pulled up the softball field, he's like, all right, here.
This is my home.
I'm someone. Yeah, I have power and authority. Yep.
You even have that. It's dork. I mean, it goes so dorky. There's YouTube guys that have nothing but G.I. Joe toy reviews, and they've, even in their circle, oh, that's Cobra Commander, Hooded Cobra Commander, he's the best in the business. Even in that dorky, weird subset of entertainment, there's celebrities.
Yeah, I know Fortnite's got, what is his name, Ninja or something like that. My son is always, and now he's starting to pop up a little bit. He's getting a little bit known. But yeah, if you're a Fortnite player, then you're like, oh my gosh, that's Ninja.
I asked Magnolia because she was real big into Fortnite for a while there. She's like, no, Mom, Fortnite's over.
Oh, really?
I mean, she was playing it with her friends, and all of her friends were playing. Like, it was a big, a group thing.
Yeah, that video game community is big.
None of them are doing it now.
Yeah?
It's over.
It's over.
But there'll be a new game that comes out that'll be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Cannon's still really into it, so I don't know.
Oh, he's going to be in.
He's a boy,
He's
too.
in it. He's going to stay in it. He's locked in it.
Yeah. So who knows? Yeah, I'd like for him to stay locked into a train because I can't keep up. I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, Gidget listening from Illinois. Nice, Gidget. Glad to hear from you. This one, I love her, but Virginia's wrong.
I love these.
Denise says, every girl that I grew up with that went to an all-girls school lost their minds when they were finally near boys. They were so promiscuous and out of control. They were the first to lose their virginity in the group. I think it's a total injustice sending kids to all-boy and all-girls schools. By the way, you are rocking without Kevin. See? All the positive reviews.
Virginia, like I said, I knew a few girls that were all-girls schools, and as soon as they got the taste of freedom, they were throwing it.
See, I had the opposite experience. I knew a few girls that were Catholic school, private, all-girls school, and they were way more buttoned up than my public school hoes. I don't know. Maybe it's just the kid. If the kid's going to be a hoe, the kid's going to be a hoe. Maybe you can't stop a hoe.
That's possible.
Maybe, I mean, it's just the desire is there and ain't nothing you can do.
I mean, that it's probably like everything. People are just born with maybe more of a sex drive. You're right. I mean, I knew people that were raised in a house where you do not have premarital sex. You do the part of the family, part of the brothers and sisters, they
went with it.
And then the other, I'm thinking about one family in general. Out of the 6 family, 4, waited, and then 2
could not wait to get their monkey rub.
Just threw it.
I know. I really think it's different from person to person.
I do too.
Because I did grow up with girls that were just very sexual. And they just, it's like they craved it. And I luckily didn't crave it.
That was the thing about ministers' daughters. They have that reputation of being loose and wild and all that kind of stuff because, they're.
Do I need to say it? Footloose. That movie's based on that.
Yeah.
She's the preacher's daughter. And oh boy, she bad, Virginia. Oh, she don't like being good.
Yeah.
Thanks for mansplaining Footloose.
I don't know if you've seen it. There's a lot of classics you haven't seen.
Mm-hmm. Let me see here. Got this is about a full gorilla sighting.
Oh.
Yeah. Doss Craft Beer and Pizza had a soft opening on Singer Island for their second location, 50-plus taps, and they started with Full Gorilla.
Nice.
The best KVJ beer so far, including Virginia, and one, including the Virginia one and Dickie Rant's one from a few years ago. Yeah.
I think Jaybird's beer is the yummiest.
Yeah.
Even better than Peace Train. I liked Peace Train. I liked Dickie Rant's. I liked my own, but I like Jaybird's better.
Yeah. Well, I think we're finally getting this thing, just chugging along.
It takes time too, I think, for something to like start clicking and connecting, and I can't wait for the next round of beer.
Absolutely.
So who's after Bird? Does it go back to Kevin?
Are we going to change up the name? That's
Yes.
the other question.
I think we should, because
Yes.
the beer is going to be different.
Yes. Mine is going to be Beatty IPA.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
BDIPA.
Beatty IPA.
Oh, it's
So
brilliant.
we do need Saster Salt to work on a logo.
Okay,
'Cause, yeah,
Sass.
we're retiring the Dickie Rants. I haven't done the Dickie Rants for a while, so that had its moment, and we'll start something different, and then we'll have to discuss when we get back around to Virginia. Do
The
we
witchy wine. I don't know. I'm just throwing out some ideas.
do a different name,
Witch.
or do we stick with the Vicious V?
Basic Witch.
I kind of like Vicious V though. Vicious V does kind of. I mean, it nails you. It's what you are. You are vicious and you are V, and it stands. V can be for anything. V, Virginia, vagina. There's a lot there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because everybody wants to eat a big vagina beer.
Oh my gosh, vagina beer would be amazing.
Would it?
Well, it depends on the vagina, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Not all vaginas are created
This
equal.
beer tastes like tuna.
Well, no, not that kind of vagina. There's better tasting vagina out there.
Yeah.
A good tasting vagina.
Let's call Due South and see if they can make a tuna beer.
That is gnarly.
Yeah.
I want to switch it up. I don't want to do the Vicious V again because we did that already.
Okay, you do you, mama.
I'm going to come up with something new and crafty.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right.
I don't know if it's going to be as good as the BDIPA. That's
Beatty IPA.
funny.
Yep, that'll be the next one. So that'll be after Jay Birds, but we're just ramping that up. So
Yeah.
that's got a good run coming for it.
What the fuck we talk about Virginia's beer for?
True.
Yeah.
We got to let you shine.
Yeah, we haven't
Yeah.
even got to the BDIPA.
I'm
Probably not-
sorry.
yeah.
You're a star, Snack Bar. This is about you.
Yeah, Hills will be around. Mine's probably looking for like a summertime release.
Okay.
Yeah, Jay Bird will be running out the full spring, and probably maybe around my birthday, around June or later.
Okay.
That
Might be.
almost sounds like a hot romance novel. Oh, I got that summertime release. It sounds sexy.
Yeah, ooh.
Yeah.
You should do a birthday party release. That'd be fun.
Yeah, maybe we will.
Around your birthday.
Well, I give full row March, April, May. Yeah, 4.5, 5. It's about Peace Train ran.
Peace
right?
Train ran long, and we liked it.
Yeah, I liked it going a little bit longer. I'd like to see maybe 6 months on the beers. So yeah.
Why not? We're here all day.
Yeah, mine might be going into fall, and then maybe Virginia's launches around the New Year. So yeah, keep them out for a while. Let people get used to them. So we're learning as we go. A couple comments on bits. I did start seeing a few today about, hey, where's Drunk Girl Trivia? Unfortunately for Suits. We'll see. But that still, like I said, needs a lot more encouragement before I'm going to bring that back.
I told the Bird I might do a Drunk Girl Trivia in New Orleans when I'm
You
there.
should.
With the drunks.
I
I'll
think that'd
host
be
it
awesome.
and
Yeah.
see what we get with my sisters.
Yeah, I might just be it. I think maybe throwing around a different host. I mean, it needs a little something different, but yeah, you never know. Virginia, actually, you might be the perfect new host to step in.
I think that'd be great. You're a female. You're talking to other females. I love
Well,
it.
if we have
They're
enough,
drunk. These are my people.
if we have enough drinking events, just encourage us to book more Pontikis and bar remotes, and then Virginia can just pull off, and we can have people sign up. Virginia hosts her own Drunk Girl Trivia.
We've got no shortage of bar remotes coming up, so
Yeah.
this is good.
So there you go. That might be something to do. But yeah, somebody said, Yvette, and I'm seeing a few of these misconnections. My favorite bit by far, please. Listen to the entire show on the ATS every single day, I swear. Also, Jason, perfect for Drunk Girl Trivia. Just saying. Okay. All right.
He is the best, and he'll go down in history as the best.
He's the Bob Barker of Drunk
He
Girl
is.
Trivia.
I'm just Drew Carey trying to come along and get my comeuppance.
It's the one bit where I'm like, oh man, that's the one people fucking say I'm good at. That's great.
You were really good at it.
Oh yeah, you're a professional drunk. Go get him.
And another one, TJ said, I can't be the only one that misses Keep 'Em on the Line. What a classic.
I just brought this up to you,
Yeah.
Kev.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about, giving it a new season. Like I said, I like our bits. I like bringing them back for about 6 weeks, and you do it once a week. So you do the bit 6 times. It seems like it's fully like enough where it's got a new energy, and we've got new excitement doing it too. I think that's part of it, because sometimes when we lose excitement about it, I know, look, sometimes, you just need to do it because, like the No Name Movie Game, I haven't had excitement for that bit for 14 years. But, still, people love it, and it's still good. But some other bits, when we start to, I notice they just seem to go a little flat.
That's
you
how
gotta
I felt,
have that
yeah.
enthusiasm in it.
Facebook phishing was like that for me. Every time
Right.
I'd see it come up, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, she's flat.
Yeah. So, but yeah, when we bring it back and that's how I like doing and we got so many now, we probably have 40 different bits that rotate in and out on the show.
Yeah, well, that's
now.
a good problem to have.
Yeah. So I could see that coming back for another season. Misconnections, probably not yet. But, a new season of that could come on the line. And then, I think a revamped Drunk Girl Trivia, could come back, without a doubt. But, yeah, we love when you're like, hey, I really missed that bit. Would you guys bring that back? Then it gives us more consideration. Say, maybe we should bring that back.
Sure.
But it takes more than just one person because, TJ, I know you've already requested keep them on the line. So if I keep getting TJ emails for keep them on the line.
There's a few in the chat room saying love to keep them on the line.
Okay. All right, well, then there you go. Maybe we'll look into doing that.
Is Panda in the chat room?
Yeah,
Yes,
I saw
he
that.
is.
Yeah.
He said, I'm in the chat room and no one believes it's me. LOLOL.
We've had a lot of fighting in the chat room the last couple days.
Oh, yeah?
Had to threaten one or two people to kick them out. I don't like when people are just causing shit and all they're doing is fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. And then, because we like to look at this stuff too to get ideas and get comments on the show. And if it's just two fucking people fighting back and forth and they're calling each other names the whole time, it's like, all right, what the shit are we doing here? Plus, I've gotten about a personal email said, can you please do something about the people fighting in the chat room? What are your guys' thoughts on that?
To me, I don't like when somebody becomes abusive, if they become a bully in a sense. And,
Yes, that's what was
revert
going
to name
on.
calling and saying inappropriate things, then it's like, all right.
That's what was going
You
on.
can be hard edge. I mean, we got, people or Chicago Kevs and all that kind of stuff. They bring a little bit of,
Heat.
yeah, a little bit of edge to their commentary, and that I think is fine. It should be allowed.
But that's cool because they're making fun of us, and it's that's going on with the show. When you're fighting about something nobody gives a shit about,
Right.
and it's taking up the entire
Well, if
chat.
you're ruining the experience for everybody and it turns into abusive language, then I'll defend that. Because you guys just don't want to censor. It's like, no,
we're not. Okay,
we're just trying to create a good environment for everybody. And we're okay with that. You can take shots at us and all that kind of stuff.
that
We're
whole
fine with
censor argument doesn't make any sense to me because it's like saying if you had a party at your house and you let some asshole walk in there and go, you all fucking suck, blah blah, you're gonna kick that motherfucker out of your party.
Our society gives so much power to the one single voice,
Right.
Yeah.
And we don't listen to the majority anymore, which I think is totally like
Insane.
It's insane. It's like, no, if a majority of people, if you are ruining a great party for everyone,
Yeah.
it's not your right to be like, well, I have a right to be here and ruin it if I want to ruin it. No, you don't. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, when it got to 5 complaints to me personal off of it,
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Let me at least say you're about to get kicked out.
I'm back. I'm all into going back to silencing the minority.
Yes.
That's what I want. Life is so much easier. No, but that would definitely be one where we're like, yeah, just no, censorship's not going to work here on that one.
No.
Let me see. What a classic. The keep them on the line. Loved if you bring it back. Kevin's, hey there, how you doing? Staple opening line was classic. I guess I did that to try to kill some time.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. How you doing?
Hey there.
So we had to get to 60 seconds or something like that. I don't know why I always got hung up on that bit. Maybe that's why I killed it.
It's a tough game.
Yeah.
It is tricky because you got to get out of your headspace and get into the headspace of, okay, I'm in a convenience store or wherever we were calling.
You know what we should do? I tell you what would be fun. Let's go out in the next week or so, get some full gorillas in our system, and let's come up with some keep them on the line ideas.
I love it.
That would be fun.
Let's go try the new place on Singer Island.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Beers on the bird.
Definitely, it's on the list. I'd love to go check it out. I love their other locations.
We haven't done a drinking brainstorming session in a while.
No, I know.
The good stuff comes out of those.
I know. Yeah.
So does the bad stuff.
Yes. When you're sober, then you can sort it out. Not that night. Somebody threw out an idea here for a Virginia beer name. It would be a little bit of a tongue twister, but the Cackle Queen Caramel Cream.
I don't hate it.
Cackle Queen?
Cackle Cream.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
Cackle Queen Caramel Cream?
I had some lovely ladies recommend to me months ago some flavors, and I'm still to this day thinking about it. A chocolate black cherry porter. Ooh. Oh, that to me just smells like honey.
I feel
love
like
it.
you would, again, I know I keep saying this, but I feel like it would taste good, but within an hour, you would crap yourself, you would have the worst poopy cramp. It just seems like heavy and it would attack anything that you ate.
Nothing the matter with flushing the system.
I have been during happy hour.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. I got to go poo.
It turns into happy hour to crappy hour real quick.
Crappy hour. Got an email from Wayne. Said, yeah, Denny's. I see that guy sitting out front of RMF in the wheelchair, too, every day in front of your work.
Yeah, I saw him yesterday.
I did, too.
Because I was looking for him, and I usually don't look for him, but...
Kevin, he sits on the side of the road. We're talking not just a couple hours. We're blocks of hours.
All day.
About 10 to 12 hours. He sits and he just gazes out to the west. And I have a theory. And I don't know why, and I could be wrong. I feel like he's getting ready to die soon, and he knows this.
Oh, damn.
And he is looking out to the west, just kind of thinking about his spirit going out into the sky.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, so I brought it up because I seen him in the mornings usually, and I see him in the afternoons. But he sits there all day.
All day?
Over 8.5, 10 hours.
Yes.
I used to do a bit way back in the day. I think I did this when I was in California. And it was, who are the people in your neighborhood? If you remember, if you grew up with Sesame Street, they had the song, Who
are the people in your neighborhood?
Yeah, that was our bumper music for it. And it would be, if you ever seen anybody out in public and you're like, what is their story? And I would go out and I'd do interviews with, so it's tremendously local. If you didn't live in that town, you'd be like, well, who is this? Why do I care? But it'd be that kind of person where it's like the guy who would be hitchhiking on I-95 dressed in immaculately in golf attire, that guy, like, what's his story?
With a suitcase.
The Wellington Witch, the guy who's sitting in the wheelchair out front of our work every single day, and then you'd go out and you'd be like, hey, it wasn't disrespectful, you'd be like, what's your story?
What? Yes.
And so people who always see this person want to know, that might be a bit we should bring back.
I love it. 1, 2, 3, not it. I do not want to go talk to him because I'm scared.
There's the one dude on PJ Boulevard. He's got long brown hair. He's skinny. He's always shirtless. He doesn't wear shoes. He sprints like the wind. And I've seen him on 2 different occasions trying to climb up a tree. And what is his story? What is he doing?
Go ask him. I mean, I didn't have as many balls as Jaybird did because I think I quit that bit after a guy like hissed and then spit at me, and I'm like, I don't need this
we're
anymore.
done.
Yeah, and that might happen every now and then, but I mean, for the most part, you go out and you give it a shot, you roll the dice and see what happens. They hiss and spit, you're like, okay, we'll just skip that one.
Let us know.
Piss and spit better than piss and shit.
You're right.
Well, yeah, it is. It's better. Barely, it's better.
Barely.
Yeah, maybe we can try that out. Maybe we start with the guy in the wheelchair. If there's anybody else out there, you'd be like, well, what is their story? And that's
I mean, the
really
easiest story ever to get. He's literally at the foot of the place where we pull out every day.
Excuse me, sir. You're creeping everybody out. May I have your story, please? Spit.
No, he'll piss and shit, guaranteed.
Yeah. That's how you
Maybe
rate
get
your
one of them
interviews.
Bob Barker mics, those long ass, skinny mics, where you don't have to get closer than like 3 feet.
What's your intro with that? What's your opening? Hey, sir.
Just be like, hey,
people want to know what your story is.
Don't say right off the bat that you're gonna put this on the radio. You work up to that, but start out by saying, hey, I work in the building and I see you every single day. I would love to hear your story. Like, where are you from? What you doing?
And then Denny's comes out of the bushes with the camera, like Chris Hansen. You're being filmed, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Then comes the piss and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody said in Boca there's a guy that walks around playing a bagpipe.
See, that's just fascinating.
Yeah. What's
Where's the rest of the band?
Yeah. What is their story?
There's a story there. He had a band. He had a band.
Totally
back
had
in
a
the day.
band.
I think they passed on.
Damn.
Yeah. So there you go. Try to figure that out.
I like trying to figure, even though I have no idea what their story is, I like to try to figure it out.
Robert here said, listen to the podcast, a story about the guy who bowed out of wrestling the girl. I was in wrestling in Ontario, California in 89. We had a girl on our team, and she never wrestled varsity but wrestled JV for the 4 years. We practiced with her every day, and once you were wrestling, it was a much different experience because her center of gravity was lower. There were guys from other teams that would take a cheap feel during a match, but there was nothing better than seeing her beat someone and the guy getting up crying in front of his teammate and girlfriend. Some teams tried to make excuses and forced her to tape her fingernails or do things with her hair. She always weighed in a separate in the women's locker room. And years later, I saw her in American Gladiators as one of the guests.
Good for her.
Yeah, it's awesome. Very good. Very
Look,
good.
she should be able to do it if she wants to. I just understand why that kid felt uncomfortable. And it's his right to say he doesn't want to wrestle a girl.
Yeah.
It's her right to wrestle, and it's his right to not be in the match.
He was in a no-win situation, honestly. That high school kid. So because he didn't want to fight her because she's a girl. Then people, come down on him for saying, "Why are you saying you want to fight a girl? Are you scared to fight a girl?" Blah blah blah. It turned into a shit show for him.
Yeah, it's tough. Honestly, my wife, she grew up in the wrestling world. Her brother was, I think, like a state champion in Illinois, and so she knows that whole cycle. In fact, we were down and know the Michigan wrestling coach. She went to high school with him. And they got a really good team. And my wife had said, I think now they're starting women's wrestling. But the problem is you have so many weight classes and be able to field enough women that are interested in wrestling. But my wife, when she was younger, she would wrestle all the losers that came off the mat under the bleachers, and apparently she would like whoop all of them. She just wanted a chance, so she'd be down there like scrapping. Again, she was kind of a bully back then. Go figure, and like now, and so,
Back then.
she's been consistent, and so she would like talking to her brother and stuff like that. She would whoop all the guys. And if she ever had a chance, she was wiry and quick, and then just tenacious and very competitive. And, skilled too. Her dad was a wrestling coach and had grown up with it. I got the whole story with him. He fell in love with wrestling. He took a bus. His mom at the time, I think he was like 10. She put him on a bus to Mexico.
What?
Yeah.
At 10?
Yeah, at 10. He got off and he went and he saw the luchadors. And he went and watched, some of that, Nacho Libre type wrestling. And just fell in love with it and then went back. And then that's how he got into wrestling. So her family has been into it, because they're Mexican from that. And they're now starting to do a little bit more of the women's wrestling, but it is tough. And now you're having transgender athletes, and that's becoming a big debate because you're saying, okay, well, are there advantages here and there? And you're trying to get everybody on an equal playing field, And so it's going to take a while to iron itself out. And a lot of people are taking any kind of side on it. They're like, oh, how dare you? But that's ultimately what needs to happen. They should hopefully get women's wrestling and let them women compete against women because there's just so many X factors that make it weird. And then people were like, you hate when you ever get a win and you're like, oh, that's an asterisk.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
one of your wins. Yeah, well,
it's a girl.
One of your wins was against a girl.
Doesn't
so,
count.
And somebody would debate that. Imagine if you had somebody trying to go for the most wins ever in that state in that wrestling, and they're going, yeah, but twice you wrestled this girl. So yeah, technically, but yeah. We put an asterisk on that, and then, that's not fair to anybody. So, be interesting to see where that goes. And by the way, they moved to Seattle 3 years ago. This will be the podcast.
Aww.
Thank you for continuing us to let it stay in your life.
I love Seattle.
Do you?
I do.
We didn't go there.
We did not. We went to Portland.
Did you like Portland?
I did. I liked Portland.
I didn't love Portland. I thought I was going to like it a lot more. I didn't love it.
I liked it a lot. I spent a lot of time on foot. I just walked all over Portland, and that was fun. I like Seattle a little bit better. I don't know. I just did.
The countryside of Oregon is what I fell in love with. I didn't like that big city bullshit.
Well, you're a country mouse.
I mean, I always have been.
Let me see. I got interesting story to catch up because that was my one question is how much you guys have gone into the Robert Kraft stuff.
We haven't talked about it.
We didn't go into it at all, really. I mean, we knew the story before it broke.
The details are a little bit fascinating, and honestly, pun intended, he's going to get off, I think.
That is insane because they have him on video.
It's not insane. Let me tell you why. And they just had this. I got this out of the New York Post today. And they have somebody who's an attorney, and he breaks it down. He's like, "This ain't gonna stick. It's not gonna stick at all. You're not gonna have any problems."
Well,
Always a lot of
There's a lot of innuendo.
A lot of innuendo here. Getting
It's not
off
going to
stick.
stick. He's getting off.
Yeah. Now he's pled not guilty to soliciting prostitution. He's accused of paying for sex acts at the parlor the night before and the morning of the AFC Championship game, which was on January 20th. So this isn't very long ago. This is when the Patriots played the Chiefs, if you remember that. Now, it appears that Robert Kraft was caught on camera getting services from two women. And by the way, for everybody like saying he's enabling human trafficking, neither one of the victims are part of what they suspect to be victims of human trafficking. One is the 45-year-old manager of the spa. Lee Wang, again innuendo,
I mean, the chick's name is Wang?
and the 58-year-old spa employee Shen Mingbai, also believed to be an operator of the business. Both of them are licensed masseuses and Florida residents. So they're in there, so it wouldn't have been any of these suspected girls caught up in the sex trafficking. Now, according to the affidavit, Robert Kraft paid cash at the front desk and then went to another room where he took off his clothes. Both these ladies went in, allegedly massaged him lying face down before turning him over and, hey, baby.
Oh, it was a hand job.
Rub and tug.
Did he just get a hand job?
That's what they're saying right now on this. Now, he was seen...
It's on video, whatever it was.
Yeah,
That's hot.
He was seen tipping them $100 each before leaving. Then he left the spa in a white Bentley that was owned by a friend who had driven him there and then waited outside, which that's got to be fun. Okay. Going in for a little rub and tug, make it quick.
Oh, so he gave them a tip.
Yes, he did give them a tip.
Another innuendo.
Then a Jupiter police officer pulled the Bentley over on a traffic stop and went to Robert Kraft, who was the passenger in the front seat, for ID, not the driver. Went to Robert Kraft. He hands over his Massachusetts driver's license. Now, the second visit was on the following day. So Robert Kraft, after he gets stopped for it, goes back the morning of the AFC Championship game. So apparently he wanted to, knock one out to take off the stress before the game. And apparently on this, they got him on video with Lulu, who massaged him face down before turning him over and appearing to put her face near his genitals.
Oh,
Little blow piece.
little blow piece.
Yeah, she put, He gave her a $100 bill.
Kevin, don't say uh-huh.
Sorry, I'm just trying to follow along with the details here and understanding.
You got me hanging on every word over here, Kev.
You're over there grunting like Robert Kraft.
I'm adding in the, just to make it, more 3D.
Well, you are theater of the
I
mind
am.
expert.
So if they have all this shit on him, how is he saying?
Let me give you the whole thing. So he gave her a $100 bill and 2 other unidentified bills before leaving. Now, here's what they're saying. There's a lot of big holes in this story. Holes. I think we are in our 5th innuendo.
Oh, so many.
A lot.
First off, they say in the New York Post, the woman he was with appeared to have been operators of the massage parlor. And there's also no proof in the affidavit that he solicited anything from the women. They don't see, because there's got to be that exchange, this for that, I'll give you money and blah, blah, blah. It was just kind of like, hey, it could have been 2 consenting adults saying, hey, I'm going to go ahead and tug you off and blah, blah, blah. And
Sweet.
It's just understood.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like us with the Plugola thing, where it's like, if we say, hey, if you give me this, I'll talk about you on the radio. That when we verbally state it, that's when
Then you're in trouble.
Then you got the solicitation and you're in trouble in both cases, for us and for Robert Kraft. But they're saying it looked like, if nobody basically lays it out on the table, 6, then, you're kind of in the free and clear because solicitation didn't happen.
And those chicks that were running that place now, they were running a human trafficking ring. The details are horrific.
Yeah,
But
people.
those kids were being trafficked. Not kids, they were young women being trafficked. Maybe they didn't have any contact with Robert Kraft, and maybe his name being attached to the human trafficking isn't necessarily fair.
Right, and that might be what he defends. So this is just trying to unpack all the details. Yeah, maybe he had no idea.
He
thought
got
it
a
was
blow
just
piece
adult women.
and a hand job from 2 adult women that were running the spa.
They were
And yes,
licensed.
they were shady women who were running a human trafficking ring as well.
Mm-hmm.
But he may have not had any contact with them.
So here's my question, and this is what everyone in the chat room's asking too. You have all this money. You are well known. Why are you going to this place out in Stewart or in Jupiter, this seedy place where you can have an escort come to your house or go get a hotel room and get? What are you doing?
Because it's quick and it's paperless. It's no trail. You don't want some chick in your house.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying that. Maybe a hotel.
I think this is one of the inconveniences that happens when you have money, because a normal guy like myself or Jaber, we just go whack it in the sink, And no, this guy's got to have somebody whack it for him, or in the tub.
I don't
or
want.
in the
I don't whack
toilet
off
or
in the
wherever
sink.
you
Please
do
don't
it.
whack it where I brush my
Do
teeth.
not whack off in the sink.
Wherever
What's
you're
going on?
whacking
Is that toothpaste? I don't think it is. You know how you get dried toothpaste?
Let me spoon that up on my brush.
On the
Ooh.
sink?
That is a stinky sinky.
I think these guys just want to get their rocks off. They want to get in and out quickly. And he's probably been going there for a long time.
Well-
and this woman was very discreet.
Yeah, the other thing too, he's like, I think he's 77. So maybe the argument is you got the money, the ability, it is convenient. And for him too, at 77, as you get older, it might be tougher to get that thing fluffed and ready to go on your own. If you've been already yanking it for 65 years, you may be going, I can't get myself hard anymore.
I mean, we were talking about it yesterday. If two consenting adults say, "Okay, I'll blow you for $50. You cool with that? I'm cool with that." I don't think.
I know.
I really don't think that person should go to jail. I
don't
really
get it
don't.
at all
Now
either.
we're talking about two consenting adults. No, we're not talking
Right.
about a sex traffic ring or
No.
anything like that. But if you just want to go ahead and say, "Give me $100 and you can do it all, baby," all about the Benjamins.
Yeah,
Let it
and
happen.
if they got regulation in it, then they
Yes.
might be able to start saying, we're going to have a process of agreement in the contract and how it happens, where you've got to be licensed or things like that, where you can start going in there, having more rights to raid places, go in and check to make sure everybody in there is on the up and up and the right. And then you can start
Tested.
finding these people who are doing it against their will or being drugged into it or coerced in other ways. Maybe it makes it easier for law enforcement. I don't know. But it'd be an interesting conversation I'd love to hear the discussion on. If we legalize prostitution, could that actually help cut down on human trafficking, or would it increase it? I'd like to hear, I don't know, but that would be my first question to it.
I'm not sure any of those kind of stats. I'm just saying, miho to miha, miho to miho, miha to miha. If you both want to do something and you both are cool with it, can't $50 kind of blow you? Sure, it shouldn't be illegal.
Did you answer for me?
He did.
I was doing a little scene.
Now you owe him $50 and drop your pants.
Because how did, wait, that's not considered consent. Sure, yeah, I'll blow you. Yeah.
Like when he says stuff off mic, Jay-Bird, you're great.
50's too much. You're just 25 will do. Wait, no, wait, what? Oh. Yeah,
I'm not that good.
Yeah, that doesn't count for and that's why we need to regulate it, because we can't have that kind of agreement for solicitation. You can't be both sides of the conversation. So here's the second point why some legal people are thinking that Robert Kraft is going to get off. The video was probably not legally obtained.
That's true.
The police seem to ignore the necessary requirement for such an intrusive measure like planting a camera in the premises and where they put it, too.
Well, it all started as an OSHA complaint. So somebody complained to OSHA about workplace environment, that it wasn't good for the workers. And so OSHA went in to check it out and was like, wait a minute, something just definitely seems above our pay grade here. They told the cops started watching these places. And then I think the cops went in the middle of the night with no search warrant and put cameras in the places.
It
Cowboy
sounds like
style.
that could be tough, because I think what Robert Kraft's attorney is going to go for, you have presumed privacy in this area. Like if you went into a regular massage where you get a massage, I take off my clothes and I don't wear drawers. Like I'm fully naked. If they were running video on that, yes, I would have a problem with that. Somebody secretly recording me, even if it is law enforcement, because I have a presumed assumption that I am not being videotaped while I am in there by anyone, period. That's just not right. And I think that's what they're going to argue, because I think where they have the cameras, he was in a private room, and they would argue you should assume privacy and freedom from being videotaped at that time.
So it might work out that he gets off, but I don't think those two ladies are getting off.
No.
And they shouldn't.
I'm only talking Robert Kraft.
Yeah,
this
Robert
is just
Kraft's
him.
gonna get off,
Yeah,
but the
that's
other
unpacking
ladies-
a whole different animal.
The
Yeah,
other
I'm not
ladies
saying that.
are in big trouble.
Right. There's a lot of people that are going to, I don't want to say go down. I want to say something
That's good
better.
too. That's good.
Okay.
Keep it going.
7? All right. Okay, yeah. So that's another thing that they're going to argue. So that's point 2. And third, that traffic stop, very problematic. They're saying that likely was not legal. The traffic stop could be illegal because it appears to have been done on the pretext of a traffic violation. But as the affidavit states, it was carried out to identify who was sitting in the passenger seat without any kind. You didn't have a right to pull him over. you pulled him over for the wrong reason, and you weren't able to do that. And you pulled over a guy just to try to get this identification, and they say the evidence will likely be suppressed by Kraft's legal team if there's ever a trial, saying, what was your right to pull over this vehicle?
Yeah, I mean, did they have a cause?
He wasn't driving. He was in the passenger side. And they would argue, well, because, of our sting operation that was going on. But they think on those 3 points, adding them all up, adding them all up, they think it's going to be a tough case to take down Robert Kraft.
And just imagine this. He's got the best attorneys
absolutely.
Money can buy, and justice is
He's
not
a billionaire.
blind. You get better defense if you have better attorneys.
The car he was in, was it a automatic or was it a stick shift?
No word. Yeah. So anyway. And by the way, I'm not making excuses for the guy. This is not saying that Robert Kraft is not a bad guy or whatever you want to say. This is simply laying out what the legal case might be and what some legal people are saying. I don't have a dog in this fight.
Yeah, what do we care?
I'm not taking a side. I'm just letting you know what the New York Post is saying, that these are going to be the legal challenges and why the attorneys they've talked to think that Robert Kraft will be freed on these charges. And by the way, it's only a misdemeanor on top of it.
Right.
So it's nothing major, but
he's literally probably not losing sleep over it.
It's also about shaming a big name too.
It is.
That's what it's about.
And see, when the whole story broke, here's the unfair part of it. His name was attached to the statement of human trafficking. And that is what got the headlines. That's what got everybody going, whoa.
Well, even if there was no human trafficking, if he got caught getting a tug and pull.
But that's prostitution. That's solicitation for prostitution. It's not human trafficking.
It still would have got some headlines.
Absolutely. Yeah. But the reason it was, oh my gosh, was the human trafficking part of it. And if you looked at every story headline, that's how it was written.
And the biggest thing, even though it's a misdemeanor, I'm sure that he wants his legal team to say, separate me from that. I don't want people to be able to say that I am knowingly endorsing or supporting human trafficking in any way. And then at that point, he needs to say, okay, lesson learned at 77, and then start donating to human trafficking organizations. Because that's his biggest concern is, what it's doing to his reputation. And ultimately at 77, what it will do to his legacy this late in life.
Oh, this has got to be very, very hard for his family.
Yes. If that, we got to go.
Stop him. He can't be controlled.
So anyway, it ended. You do owe us the thought for the day, though.
We do, and I got to plug Bud Chicken and Seafood, too.
Okay.
Yeah,
you got a lot of work to do over there.
I do. Bud Chicken Seafood, they've got some great stuff going on with their seafood menu. I know you love the seafood. I love their shrimp.
I can't get enough. The seafood, the oysters, they do a great fish.
They
the
do.
Cod that'll rock your butt, I believe.
That's the catchphrase. I'm not sure if they're going with that, but yeah.
That's a bird exclusive.
The cod that'll rock your butt, they do have that.
And we do want to do another quick plug here, too, for if you're going to the Honda Classic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go by the Patron tent. So at the Patron tent, they are going to be serving, of course, delicious vodka and delicious tequila. But they're also going to be serving our friend's juice. It's called Giving Fruit Juice. And it is a tribute to our friend, the little boy John Paul that was born with half a heart and lived courageously in his short life. He just was such a beacon of little light and hope and just a beautiful little angel. And now he's in heaven. But his parents started this juice company, and they're giving back to help other families with sick children. So a portion of the proceeds from the juice go to help sick kids and their families in hospitals.
That's awesome.
It's called Giving Juice. And you can find out more details at heartofalionfoundation.org.
Okay. Jaybird, that thought, my friend.
Don't blame a Sorry.
Don't blame a what?
Sorry.
Don't blame a clam?
Don't blame a clown for acting like a clown. Ask yourself, why do you keep going to the circus?
Okay. All right. Now with that.
That's a good one.
Okay. Got to wait to the end of everything, but there you go. All right, y'all. Virginia's going to Mardi Gras next week.
Woohoo! I am, and I'll do a bunch of drunk girl trivia.
Okay, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
So it's going to be KJDS.
Yeah, the man show.
Yeah.
Although we talk more about chick topics when she's
We
gone.
talked about that.
Yeah,
like
I
when
heard,
I'm gone, you guys get more
We
feminine.
do. Yeah.
We talk about our feelings.
Our vaginas all blossom. Yes.
You get on the same cycle and start
We do.
menstruating instantly.
We do. Yeah. So you'll hear that coming up on Monday. All right. So you guys have a great weekend. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.